I recently saw a post that had to do with parents and making sure that they watch what they say about people or things that their kids are interested in around them, because it can be genuinely harmful for a child to be insulted about their interests. Go figure. And it's got me inspired to come on and tell one of my own stories of a parent being really shitty when it came to my interests. So, something to know about me when I was about 11 to 12 was that I was a massive YouTube nerd and a massive fan of Markiplier, Five Nights at Freddy's, any indie horror game, creepypasta. It was 2013. If you were there, you were there. You know how the internet girlies were. I remember a lot of times I would use my dad's computer and I would be looking up Markiplier fan art. And there was one weekend in which I was visiting my dad, and he pulled me to the side and gave me this condescending, half disguised as a joke lecture about how I needed to make sure that I didn't accidentally log into his Google account because all this stupid pink mustache shit was so stupid and so awful. I remember that now, almost 10 years later. In another instance of my dad having a tremendous lack of empathy, it was around the time that Daniel Kyer had unfortunately passed away. I had gotten the news when I was preparing for a craft show that I was attending, and I was at his house preparing for it, and I happened to look on my phone and saw the Facebook announcement at the time of what happened. And like any person who has a celebrity or something that they're close to that dies, I was pretty fucking devastated. I listened to Daniel Kyer's music. I really enjoyed Syndigo's content and collaborations with Mark. Like, it really did affect me. I had taken a second, put down my engraver that I was using at the time, was breathing really heavily because I was in shock and having a bit of a panic attack. And what does my dear old dad decide is the best course of action when looking at his child in obvious distress? He takes this tone with me of, what's going on, what's distracting you from doing the thing you're supposed to be doing, which was engraving glasses with fairies. I told him, this guy that I watch on YouTube that I've watched for a really long time. And what does my dad say to me? Quit overreacting. Like, you've got something to focus on. Put it out of your mind. It's not that important. I remember these things vividly, and it would probably not surprise you to know that I haven't really talked to my dad in a couple years now. There are a lot of reasons for that, but this theme of belittling the person that I was, rather than meeting me on my level, regardless of whatever questions or opinions he might have had. Now I don't talk to him, and he completely deserves it. I really just want to emphasize to any parents out there, it doesn't matter if you love what your children do. You don't even have to care about it. But care enough about your child to think about what it was like to be a kid. What it was like to be insecure and unsure, especially if you had interests that were outside of the norm at the time. And really think about how it would affect them for you to be so negative towards something that they enjoy. Whatever reasons you have for disliking it, remember that your kids are fucking people. you wouldn't want someone coming up to you and insulting everything that you liked. So please, if you're a parent and you're doing that shit to your kids, knock it the fuck off if you want any chance of having a relationship with them.